Hey PJs, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing part 2 of the Ohana Slime Company. After this, there will still be 2 more parts, so of course stay tuned for those. If you want to see the unboxing and everything, you'll have to watch part 1. In this one, I'm just going to show the slimes, and all of these are the ones that I will be reviewing in this video. And as always, this shop will be linked in the description if you're interested. The first slime I'm starting with is Pie. This is a wood glue snow butter souffle textured slime with clay and pumice on the bottom. It is scented sweet pumpkin and cinnamon, and it comes with a pie charm. To me, this slime smells like a sweet fall candle mixed with bathroom hand soap, which I've mentioned before, but like bathroom hand soap smells different than like kitchen hand soap or something like that. Like it's just got a different smell to it. Like I don't know, I might honestly be crazy because I don't think I've ever asked anybody if like they smell different to people, but like a generic soap, like not something specific, just like I don't even know, just something generic that's like what bathroom soap is like. I don't know. The smell doesn't exactly remind me of pie, but I still like it regardless because it's like a very fall and sweet scent. And of course I loved mixing the slime. It was really fun and it looks like pie to me, even though it doesn't really smell like it. I think it looks awesome. Like the color is gorgeous. I always say I'm not a fan of warm colors, but this orange is like perfect. I will say the color did stain my hands. You can kind of see it as I'm playing with the slime, and I didn't really even notice it until I was done because like my hands aren't usually something that I'm staring at like when I'm like playing with a slime, unless I'm getting like a bunch of residue on me and stuff, which this one didn't like have any residue or tackiness or anything, so I wasn't really staring at my hands, but it does kind of stain them. Obviously it does come off with soap and warm water. I just wanted to mention it. The texture itself feels very soft. It's like dense but not dense, like it has like dense qualities or properties to it, but in itself it is not dense, if that makes sense. I love the added texture that the pumice gives. Like I said, the color is gorgeous. The slime is super smooth and it does inflate and get a lot of sizzles. I'm going to give this one 4.9 out of 5 pajamas. This next slime is a thick slime with pony and alphabet beads, and it is scented apple spice. The slime smells like fresh apples and cinnamon, which is a very comforting scent for me. It's something that kind of reminds me of my childhood and like the homemade meals my mom used to make. I remember occasionally she would like slice up apples and put cinnamon on them and then like warm it up in the microwave. And while I wasn't the biggest fan of that dish specifically, it's just something that kind of was very aromatic and I always smelled it, and that's what this reminds me of. And like that is just so comforting to me, and I feel like that fits really well with this slime because like Dear Santa is like notes that you write to Santa, which is like something that a lot of people did when they were kids, so I feel like it fits really well. I love the look of the slime, even down to the baby blue color. Like everything just works really well together. I like stretching the slime out because then you can see all the different types of add-ins, which is one of my favorite things to do with crunchy slimes like this. It does have some slight residue and is slightly tacky, but that's completely normal for these types of slimes. They do have to have some tack to them in order to keep all these add-ins in, and it has no fallout, so like it's doing its job perfectly. And if you have a bunch of add-ins, especially ones that aren't like super tiny, you're gonna get some residue every once in a while, and it's not that bad. The slime to bead ratio is really good in my opinion. It doesn't like string out the slime when you pull on it, because that does happen when there's like too many add-ins sometimes, but this is like perfect, and like just enough beads to where like it's like a super crunchy type of slime, but you can still feel the base and stuff, and that's like all the important things. And I know it might be hard to believe, but it's also not overly tough on the hands. I always try to think about every hand type because like everybody's different, and I would say overall it's really not that bad. Most of the beads are smooth, so they work really well. You just kind of have to be a little bit careful when like crunching it. And this slime is getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. The third slime is Midnight Margaritas. This is based on Practical Magic. It is an icy slime that comes with a margarita charm and a fake lime slice, and then some of these like little like sugar glitter type things, and it is scented frozen margarita. To me, the slime smells like sour gummy worms, which I actually really like. I think that it smells like really good in the slime. I love the add-ins, like the little like sugar bead that I got to add. It actually adds like a very slight amount of texture to the slime when like you stretch it and stuff, and I think that's really cool. And they don't fall out or anything, which is amazing. This is definitely one of those texture perfect ices in my opinion. I apologize for the shaking camera, that was my cat. But anyways, this is one of those perfect ones for me because it has the qualities of both a dry and wet icy. Like it has the like slight wetness to it like a wet icy, and it's like sizzly and everything, and of course it inflates and whatnot, but it also has the like behavior of a dry icy. It's got the crackles and like bubble pops and stuff, and it's easy to poke, and like there's not a super ton of like snow residue or fallout or anything. Like it is incredible. I absolutely love the color. It is stunning and like super vibrant. I think it looks amazing, and the slime inflates like over 2 times its original size, which I always love doing that. Like I love inflating slimes so much. Like they can be a hassle afterwards because then you gotta like put them in different containers, or my dumb person of me will just leave them and they kind of spill over the containers and then kind of dry out a little bit, but we don't talk about that. Anyways, this slime is getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. This next slime is We Are the Granddaughters of the Witches You Couldn't Burn. This is a thick coated clear slime with black, purple, red, and gold color shift flakes to represent glowing embers. It also has black and red holographic flame glitters, and it is scented Luminous from Bath & Body Works, cedar, amber, coffee, whiskey, leather, bourbon, burning leaves, and campfire. So you know, almost every time I get a slime that has like a bunch of different types of smells in them, I usually come up with something really stupid, and this one like smells like someone went to a bonfire and then like came home, and you know, your clothes and your hair and stuff smell like the bonfire, and like smart people are gonna take a shower, okay? I mean, you're not dumb if you don't, but like normal people are going to take a shower, okay, to get rid of the bonfire smell. It's like this person didn't want to, and so they just covered themselves in cologne to cover the campfire smell, but obviously you can't really cover that really well, and like that's what the slime smells like. Anyways, about the slime, it is a perfect clear slime. Like this, like you can't get any better in my opinion. Like this is amazing. Like it's perfectly coated. It doesn't like leave any residue even when it fully inflates, which does happen with clear slimes, but obviously it's coated and like it doesn't do that, and that's amazing. The color shift definitely reminds me of fires and embers and like burning things and stuff, which again is like perfect. It's like absolutely stunning. It has super thick bubble pops. It is holdable. It also reminds me of like the sky over like a burning village. Like it's so peaceful but like so haunting at the same time, and obviously it inflates and becomes like a gray color, which I absolutely love that because it reminds me of like ashes, like after the fire is done burning. Like this slime is just perfect. I'm honestly completely obsessed, and I need like way more of this one. Of course it's gonna get 5 out of 5 pajamas. This next slime is a clear glue perler tube bead and bingsu slime hybrid, and it is unscented. First of all, I want to say that this slime is absolutely gorgeous. I say it every time, but I am such a sucker for these colorful slimes, especially when it has a clear base to it, because like they just shine so much better, and like with the bingsu beads, it's like an added like shimmer, and I think it really works together, and the beads themselves just honestly work really well together in general. Like it creates really good ASMR. It's another one that's not too bad on the hands. It's pretty soft. I would say it's probably softer than the other one that I mentioned. So like this might be a better option for more sensitive hands, but it just looks really cool. And I like the name that goes with it. Like it is kind of chaotic, the like slime itself. So I think that the name really fits. This is another one that I really like stretching out to see like all the different add-ins and stuff. I just think that's super pretty. Of course, since it's packed with all those beads, it has a ton of bubble pops and crackles. I will say, unlike the other one that I did, this one does have a decent amount of residue to it, which it's also a clear slime, which I don't think the other one was, so that kind of explains a little bit of it. It has more tackiness as well, more than I personally can handle, because I just that's just one of those things that like I can be very, very picky about. But at the same time, like I mentioned, a small, maybe even decent amount of tackiness is needed for a lot of slimes. I just can't deal with like an excessive amount, which in my opinion this one does have. The tackiness does work, however, I mean there's absolutely no fallout and it is still a really fun slime to play with. Just because of the tackiness and like the residue and stuff, I'm gonna give this one 4.6 out of 5 pajamas. Next up is Lucky Chinese Floor Wash. This is based on Voodoo All-Purpose Cleaner. It's got it in it. It's like scented like it and all that stuff. So it's authentic. Like it has the cleaner in it and everything. And I will admit I didn't even know what it was until it was explained to me. And I just think it's really cool. To me, the slime smells like Pledge mixed with other cleaners. It's kind of like really sweet and like lemony-ish. So like a pretty much like a lot of different cleaners mixed together, which I think smells amazing. The texture is a super coated clear. I did have to activate it a decent amount because it is like on the thinner side, but that's perfectly okay. Like I said in the first part, I was warned that some of the slimes might be sticky when they get here or like melted or whatever, so I was completely expecting it. But the slime is gorgeous still. Like I wish I could have played with it without having to activate it, but like, you know, sometimes I just have to activate it and like that happens. But like the slime itself reminds me of like a night sky. It's very relaxing. It has really loud bubble pop, so it's like relaxing in the ASMR sense as well. It does have a slight jiggle, like I said, like it's got like a thinner feel to it, which I think like fits again because like I don't know, it just kind of like works. It's hard to explain, but I do like that it's like thinner. I love the authenticity because like I said, it actually has the all-purpose cleaner in it, which is awesome. Like that's just like a cool thing about the slime. The only thing that I will say is that the glitters that are added may not stay in the slime. I'm not 100% sure on it because I did have to activate it, and maybe that just like for some reason caused the glitter to stick to my hands because I added that and the activator at the exact same time. So I'm not 100% on it. I just want to kind of mention it. It does stay on my hands. And I'm going to give this one 4.9 out of 5 pajamas. The last slime for this part 2 review is Black Friday. The base is a black jelly slime that is scented citrus, vanilla, black pepper, and musk. It also comes with a topper slime, which was like the witch's slime that I also reviewed in this video. Like part of it goes with this slime. It also comes with a clay skull and some Fimo slices. To me, the slime smells like burnt perfume. It's not a bad thing. It's not like a smoky smell either. It just kind of smells like burnt perfume. Like I honestly can't describe it almost any other way. I guess the closest thing I could say is like old perfume, not old people perfume, but like old perfume. I think it smells good. The base is stunning. Like it is completely dark and I love like the amount of glitters that are in it. I will say they stayed in when I was playing with the base itself, but once I mixed in the clay, the glitters do not stay. Like they get all over my hands. You'll see it like when it happens. So I'm not really sure what to do with that because I do like the glitters and I think that they fit in the slime really well and everything, but like they come out pretty hard, if that makes sense. The clay skull was really cool looking and I put the topper slime like in the top and then in the eyes and stuff because it like, I don't know, I thought it like made a really cool effect. I did like mixing it together. It was very satisfying. I always love when slimes have a marble effect like this, but I will say it was kind of tough to mix it in. I'm not really sure what it was because the clay didn't feel dry, the base didn't feel like it was overactivated or anything, so maybe the two just don't mix super well together. So like I'm not really sure, but it was a tougher mix than most slimes that I've done, and then afterwards it does kind of become tough to stretch. I still do like the texture though. It's smooth and squishy and very therapeutic because it's just kind of like a dough of sorts, and I really like it. I'm going to give this slime 4.5 out of 5 pajamas. And And with that, that is the end of this part 2 review, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far, comment down below what your favorite slime was. Mine was obviously the witches one. That one is just beyond stunning, and the texture was perfect, and the visuals were perfect. It was like perfect execution. And if you made it this far, comment who your favorite singer or songwriter is. Mine is Charlie Puth. I've always loved his music and his voice, and like I see him on his TikTok, and he's just a goofy person, and like I vibe with that. He also just seems to have a raw talent for what he does. Like he's incredibly talented. If you actually watch his whole process and everything, he can make music out of like everything. Anyways, now I am signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one.